Tetris has generally always been like the same type of game as far as like how it works and what makes Tetris Tetris. So Morgan, I wanted to ask you as far as like why do you think that fundamental gameplay that still has lasting power today?
I think it's just a really approachable concept. It's a game that everybody can understand. So it's kind of like easy to learn but hard to master. So it keeps you wanting to play it. So like you'll start playing it and you'll kind of get the hang of it, and it becomes almost like addicting in a way where you're like, okay, now I get it. Let me try this, or let me try it faster. And it's also really satisfying too. I think you get a sense of satisfaction from building the lines and then clearing the lines and then building the lines and then clearing the lines. It's
It's
just like,
therapeutic, really. Yeah.
yeah, it's very actually like I play it that way too. I mean, it doesn't make sense to play Tetris 99 as like a relaxing thing, but for me it does help because I have like really bad anxiety, and so it takes my mind off whatever I'm overthinking, because now I'm just only thinking about Tetris and what I'm doing in Tetris, and oh my god, someone's targeting me in Tetris 99 kind of thing. So it definitely is a great distraction too.
Do you feel like that's more like transitioning your anxiety to something else, or does it actually alleviate that anxiety entirely?
For me, it definitely alleviates it, just considering that after I'm done playing around with Tetris, I'd forgotten about what I was anxious about in the first place. It kind of goes away. And then there are more therapeutic modes of Tetris, like marathon, or you're just playing at your own speed. I think there's been a few studies too where Tetris helps with like PTSD and helps reduce symptoms, like a lot of different kind of things where it's very therapeutic.
Hmm. Can you like share like some of those like stories or like I don't know like studies you may have like read about that or?
Yeah, there was one in Time magazine where it's Tetris can reduce PTSD symptoms according to a study, and it's from the this is a hard name, Karolinska Institute in Sweden, and they did a kind of a study where survivors of motor vehicle accidents have less reoccurrence PTSD symptoms or flashbacks if they play Tetris within like 6 hours after they're admitted to the hospital or within 6 hours of the event.
Wow.
So it kind of like replaces that almost. And it's very interesting. So there's been that study. There's been a couple other ones as well, like in Scientific American, of just Tetris helping with PTSD, helping with trauma and reducing flashbacks. And I think it also plays into the Tetris effect, where it's like if you play Tetris for a long enough period of time, you'll start to mentally visualize the Tetraminos and the game. And it's kind of a weird thing. And it definitely has happened to me where if I played it for like a couple hours and I'll go to bed, I'm laying in bed, I'll just see it in my head like, oh, that's interesting.
The falling pieces coming at you, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think like a report like that is part of the reason why Tetsuya Mizuguchi and his team at Enhance worked on Tetris Effect, just to create this sort of relaxing yet still challenging take on the game. Because I'll tell you, there's no game like it. I mean, obviously it's Tetris, but the way that they present it with these changing backgrounds and soothing soundtracks and everything like that. I mean, if Tetris is a relaxing factor, then Tetris Effect, you're zonked out, because it's definitely like I wouldn't say lighter version, but more of a carefree version. It's sort of a game you can get entranced into. I mean, I can see why it's such a hit on PlayStation VR. People get into that world and be like, yeah, I'm playing Tetris in VR, but holy crap, this is nice.
I mean, I think that's like what like is the main appeal really of Tetris is the fact that you can play it in a number of different ways, like where, obviously you can't play it by yourself, but also against other people. But there's also that kind of like, casual side of it where you can set your own speed and, choose like how like the game plays basically in a lot of ways, like, changing around the options and all that. But otherwise, the game is still essentially the same. It's very easy to understand, but, again, you can play it however you want to. You could be like as casual as you want to, slow speed, keep it as slow speed if you want to, or you could challenge yourself like a little bit more by like having the speed like rack up or start off at a super high speed in single player, or you can really like ramp up like the competitive edge of that with like the versus play, and certainly with like Tetris 99 that that's like I feel like the ultimate version of that where you have to like just bat away like as many people as possible. And Morgan, I have to ask you, how many first place finishes have you gotten in Tetris 99 exactly? I imagine you've been keeping score, so.
I actually have lost count, and that's not to brag.
I'm just that good. Just brushes off the hand.
Oh, it's countless times of one.
I know, it's like John Cena over here, just brush it off the shoulder, just like drop elbow.